Hey, so in this video we're gonna review Justin Waller's emails so we can all get some things to implement to our copy so we can become better copywriters, make more money, and yeah, that's the agenda for this video. And if you'd like to see more of this, just subscribe, like, and let's go. So first of all, dead man walking. Yeah, that's good. I far the man in my mind. However, I didn't want to make a decision that would harm the company, the client, or a project goals for us. But yeah, dead man walking. He's starting with the subject line again. And then he's starting with the story. Again, like I've said, you need to hook them in first. I just have to let him go. There's a movie I watched called Old Yeller. The movie is about that dog that the family really grows to love. But the dog eventually gets sick, it becomes dangerous, and starts biting the whole family. At the end of the movie, they have to shoot the dog. These events can sometimes happen in business. Yeah. Story, and now he transitions. One of your team members you love could end up biting everyone inside your business. Yeah. And then he connects this to, yeah, I like this. They want to do their best, but can't control themselves. They might don't know how to lead, create respect, or be accountable. It's a feeling that can sometimes feel like killing something that is a part of your family. When you're leading people in business, sometimes when intention is the most important thing in the role, but their ability to lead is not there, or they're just bad for the position in the company. You can't let them go. Turn to with them on walking. Yeah. And then he connects it to the angle. That's good. Yeah, I like it. I like this. He's switching to... He's using this story to prove his point, and then he's connecting it to something that's happened. That's good. I like it. People love stories. People love stories. Broken systems. Yeah. Just like Andrew Tate, Justin Waller is just going with these very intriguing, short subject lines. Like you don't know exactly what you're going to learn inside. It's a lot of intrigue, a lot of curiosity. Here's a cold hard fact. Businesses break all the time. When you start a business, you do not have the foresight to see that everything you set up will break and eventually breaks you. You have to be willing to constantly solve problems and fix things that are broken. Yeah, this is kind of a value, you know. No matter how much work and effort you put into building those systems, problems aren't going away. Everything that will go wrong does go wrong often. Then it finally clicks, but you still have fires to put out. You still have systems to break. That's why I believe what makes some successful entrepreneurs not how much they're smart they are, but how tough they are. How many? Yeah, maybe here he's also handling an objection. Like you don't need to be smart to succeed in business. You just need to be tough. How many times are you willing to take a deep breath, evaluate the situation, call a play, and go right back at it? Even if you put your whole heart into the system that broke, you still have to get up, dust yourself off, and fix it again and again. The longer you stay in business, though, the less often the system break and eventually grow into problems. Yeah, this is a value email. This is a value email. Rich kids. When you were born into a rich family, in the back of your head, you know you earned none of that and grew up in a comfortable home. It's scary because you must work your ass off to reach your dad's position. If I grew up in a house where my dad made a lot of money, I would approach him and say, "Man, thank you so much. How can I work with you?" I will expect my boys, to say this because I don't want to ruin my kids. If you have a dad who's doing well, all you can do is think, I have the skill set and was born in this generation. I can bring his greatness into the world and bring legacy to his name. And if you commit to the process, eventually have a kid and have them do the same thing. That's why I never expect my kids to ever work for a company. Yeah, that's a belief-shifting email. He's not kind of shifting their beliefs though, but he's just putting his beliefs into him. But that's kind of the same thing though. He's programming them just like they did to us in school with all this bullshit they taught us. But anyway, we're going to know our last name in our town for damn sure. Last thing you want is to be in a position where the first kid makes it, the second grows, and the third blows it. Show your G's with your last name and free. Yeah, this is kind of talking about the dream to them. He's selling them the long-term dream here. He's talking about, oh, you're gonna have all these kids and they're gonna be working in your company and all this bullshit. But yeah, that's good. A lot of people go into business without understanding where they are on the organization board. 3 major positions they are going to fill in a small business. Oftentimes because of that, they end up partnering with people who also fill the same area they do. Yep. Yeah, that's another value email. Yeah, he's going too much with the value emails. Young men have to understand and accept that life will be very hard, but that should make you excited. Because if you can dedicate yourself to doing the work it takes you to separate from everyone else, you get a very unfair advance on the other side. You get abundance of choice, you get complete freedom, You can say what you mean without sugarcoating it. You can live your own truth. For young women, don't mind to the things society is telling you to do. Understand that what you do today will cost you the man you're looking for tomorrow. Yeah, he's giving advice even to women. That's insane. I don't think any woman is subscribed to his list though, but yeah. For having a business, I'm shaming you for having. I'm not shaming you for having. I'm not shaming you for having a business begin somewhere on a funds account. Hard is consider finding it in a position where if you're not sure what you want, maybe a relation with someone you truly look up to and call hero, the guy that you want to have children with. Consider it at least. The most important thing about that for young women is that the right man meets you. That's funny. The most important thing about that for young women is that the right man meets you after you've done all those things, not because you didn't know, but because you chose to go against the grain. And then you push into something. You respect if you do these things. Respect equals love. Yeah, he's giving advice to both men and women. That's okay. But we don't see anything to review. Like, we need some selling things to review. Come on. Let's see the analogy. Money runaway. Business is like a runaway. A plane burns about 10 to 20% of its fuel during takeoff. It's gonna start with a analogy. Most of the effort is getting the plane off the ground. Now look at that. That's the first few million. But then when you get to 30,000 feet, you're just cruising. Yeah, this is almost the same as this rocket analogy that Andrew Tate has. It's actually the same. You just switched from rocket to plane, bro. Many of your teams are in place and you're beginning to get some sort of status. And that changes everything. Because it takes a substantially higher amount of effort to get to that point. Then, once you reach that level to keep the business growing. Right now I'm watching my wealth compound. As it compounds, I think to myself, how much easier is it to multiply wealth now that it has compound? Yeah, that's kind of relieves them that it's not as hard to get there. It's hard to get there, but it's so easier to stay there. And that I feel like that relieves people also. You're duct taping the winds, going sideways. Now it's crashing on the highway, bouncing. And once you're crashing, you feel this level of guilt because work used to be so painful. Get to the point where you can touch anything and it turns to money. This all happens not just because of your position, but also because you don't have the downside risk of the business failing. You have a nest from the first thing you build, generate the first million. Don't worry about making $1 million. Worry about creating a system that will spit you out millions of dollars a year. You get so caught up in making a certain amount of money, holding on to it, but it doesn't get you anywhere. You just stuff in systems. He's kind of manufacturing demand here. That's what he's doing. He's manufacturing demand. Because he's telling you this and this is the first thing. Don't focus on the first million, like I said. Don't focus on making $1 million. Don't worry about that. Instead, focus on creating systems and getting the staff. But how do you get the staff? It's actually by DMing them. Maybe you can have a CTA here. It's cool. It's not karma that will help you have a better life. But if you go out in the world, do things, and genuinely love people, you deserve and have good things coming. When people do bad things, they usually know and expect to get that karma. Because they understand that they have it coming. They understand that they did something they shouldn't have done. It happened, they deserve it. Whereas I like to live my life from the place of put so much into so many people that have done the right thing when it's hard. I can feel good at the end of the day, how I treat that human being, then I can walk with peace in my heart, but also with expectation and lack of surprise. Because I have nothing inside of me telling me something negative. Yeah. Shifting their belief. Karma isn't real. Again. Like, look at how he does it. He hooks them in. It's not karma that will help you. But if you got in the world, do things and genuinely love people, you deserve and have good things coming. That makes sense. Like, most of the things that people say when they're trying to shift their beliefs actually make sense. Like, you don't need to justify that much if you think about it. Like, think to yourself, like, when was the last time you had an aha moment from reading or watching something? It wasn't because they were trying to justify their point for like 10 minutes or something. It's just like they said one sentence and something snapped. Something snapped inside your brain. That's what it's about. And maybe you had that too right now. I didn't justify that a lot, but it's like in 2 sentences, maybe you had an aha moment. You know what I mean? Expect to get that karma, bro. It's so insane. Psychology and stuff. It's insane. If they did something they shouldn't have done, and if something negative happened, they deserve it. That's relatable. That's relatable. Some people do bad things, or they might do something bad, and they're like, "Oh, karma is coming for me." And yeah, for real, most likely, the bad thing comes to them because they actually think about it. It's not that the universe is actually punishing them. It's not that. It's that you feel like you need to get punished, and then you get punished. It's like with landing clients, bro. If you believe you're not gonna land clients, you're not gonna land clients. It's that simple. Put so much into so much. And then he's telling you about the mindset he has. I think about this. He doesn't tell you should think about this. But since he's Justin Waller, you're gonna be like, oh, I want this mindset too. I can walk around with peace but also with expectation like surprise. Yeah. We're focusing to one seed. Water, give it sunlight, take care of it. At first, it will struggle to sprout, but soon enough, it will go through the process of growing. With enough determination and care, you will have a beautiful tree that bears fruit every year. You can use that fruit to build a good birthday garden business like this. For someone thing. Yeah, analogy. Bro, where's the selling email? Become a person that people want to get behind. The best way to achieve this is by spending quality time with them. You want to get to a level where you can completely say, hey, that's bullshit, but they still love you after hearing it. I once took my online real estate construction team to a beach house in Florida. We were situated just 30 yards from the waves on the beach. During this fact, we can discuss the business. We created stronger. And we had an incredible time together. When your team knows that you care for them, they will trust you enough to engage in honest conversation without having to that you'll fire them. You can send a text saying, we're doing with these calls, it's unacceptable. It's holding us back from getting more care and interest in concern with the business. Another important thing is ensuring they understand that they're in it together. You can easily tell them, these guys suck, fire them, they're killing us, while emphasizing they're killing us. Again, another story. And again, another story. Yeah, I like it. Children are not a death sentence. That's relatable, bro. Most people think that once I have children, my life is ended. Your life isn't over if you have a child at a young age. You have an idea, but it's not the end of the world. Like, certainly not your career. Yeah, I've read this email. It's a belief system email. You should still take risks. Start businesses. Yeah, he's writing this email to the people who have children and think it's the end of the world. And he's gonna try to shift their beliefs. And he's trying to push them over the edge. Will become a small comparison to the income you make if you take care of your work life. Love your children, mold them. Never make the mistake of believing your kids are hindrance. They're not. Only weak men believe so. Yeah, only weak men believe this thing you're believing. So don't be a weak man. They use it as an excuse for the laziness and lack of competence. But it should help spark the motivation inside of you. That's nice. Hard problems. Have bad news. You can never rid yourself of a difficulty and strife in this world. Iron serpent's iron. I won't bring the man I am today if I didn't suffer extreme stress and burnout in my steel construction business. However, there is a silver lining. You need to choose your problems. No matter which level of society you operate at, problems will arise. You will either be struggling to put food on the table, or you'll be pulling your hair out trying to figure out how to avoid paying millions of dollars in taxes. Which problem would you rather have? It's only when you consistently experience good problems that you can sincerely say that you have achieved freedom. There are many paths to creating good problems, some harder than others. Many know about the hard outs and shy away from them. However, few know the easy ones. Yeah, that's true. I like it. So what do I like it about it? Hook. I have bad news. You're like, oh, bad news. What's about? You can organize yourself. Yeah, she's giving you the statement, analogy, story about him, transition, another statement, like kind of advice. You're like, what do you mean choose my problems? How can I choose my problems? Maybe this would be the hook. Summarize. Yeah, and now he's giving you the one scenario versus the other scenario. Which one would you rather have? Yeah, which one would you rather have? The problem is to consistency of achieved freedom. Yep. I like it. Friends are assets. We're not friends unless we're making money together, even if it's indirectly in the way we do it. Because if I'm really your friend, I want to see you create not only the best life for you, but also for your wife, your kids, your legacy, and everything else that's going to come. What kind of friend am I if I'm not an asset pushing you in that direction. I'm not here to play fantasy football with you or try to get you to drink a beer to get you drunk. We need to make money because I want to see you live an incredible life. If I'm not doing those things, then I'm not a friend at all. Friends are allies and assets, they're not people. Again, he's selling this. He's indirectly selling you this idea of you need a community, and if you want a community, just join the real world. That's what he's doing here. And that's so relatable, because that's what most people are doing these days. They're like, oh, come on, drink a beer, drink this, drink this. That's what most friends do. Batman is often too lazy to do anything to you. Yeah, what I like about his emails, though, he keeps them very clean. It's like very clean, very punchy, very to the point. Batman is often too lazy to do anything to you. He would take advantage of you if you could, but he's preoccupied with other priorities. On the other hand, a desperate man is truly dangerous. That's the kind of man who will cause actual harm. Imagine two guys have been friends for 30 years and one isn't married. The unmarried friend frequently hangs out at his friend's house and becomes close to the wife. They all remain friends for 15 years. And suddenly friend B disowns his wife. The first thing the ex-wife does to spit him out is try to seduce his best friend. But friend A still needs to develop the skills to attract women on his own. But he never married, and now in his drought and desperation he might jeopardize his friendship to sleep with her. Desperation can destroy friendship. Bro, that's so true, by the way. He's not intending to he's just desperate. He's another example. A good man who works honestly at a factory all week to support his family. Mrs. Karaki struggles even to buy groceries. This is a man who might end up robbing a liquor store, kill someone, and receive a prison sentence. They are the ones who act out of necessity, driven by several instincts. Somebody who doesn't have an abundance of money and women should test friendship and where you're most valuable in hurt, even if someone is not about. That's so true. That's so true. Again, he's selling you this thing of needing insanely good friends that have this abundance. And you shouldn't be friends with all these dorks you're hanging out with. That's kind of it. There's more happiness between $0 and $1 million than from 1 million to 10 million. Because most of the things that will actually make you happier within the zero. For example, do you remember when you didn't know whether you could pay for dinner? It's especially nice to know you can pay for dinner at any point, at any time, at any restaurant, no matter how many people are at the table with entries, doing so and running it up. Or why not worrying about it? That's a 0 to 1 million problem. Knowing that you could go to the store, swipe, and buy any custom suit, watch, or car is also a 0 to 1 million problem. That's where most of the happiness curve is going to be. When I was 0, bro, that's very good. That's a good story. He's also selling you the dream kind. He's also selling you the dream here. That's what he's doing. It's going to be that when I was 0 to 1 million, then 1 million to 10 million, then 10 million to 30 million. When worry, at least my happiness did not change that much. The only thing that you can buy with money is status. However, luckily, you can work hard enough to gain fame. You can now actually earn status. That used to not be a thing. Again, he's selling you the dream. Do you see this? We're in this weird time in history. If you can get the status, you will always be able to earn the money. Where we live in. Let's go. Bro, this gets me hyped up. Not gonna lie. Strong-souled women. This is the last one we're gonna see. People like to separate men and women in a lot of ways. However, in so many ways, men and women are all the same. A lot of people talk about how women are emotional, have enough employees to know that grown-ass men are emotional as well. On the other hand, I know plenty of women who are very strong, cold, ruthless, and hard-souled. My ops manager, Rania, is a stone-cold killer. Men who would come into her office and her crying, she would have toughened them up by causing them up and down. There are different types of personalities. We all have souls to believe there are some strong-souled women in this world. Yeah, that's kind of a value email, a touch point. Like, I don't see how this would help him get more sales. Like, no. It's just a touch point, just a belief he has. Oh, finally, a link. Let's see this. The more money I make, the more I look at money as a tool. Blow money and I'm disrespectful to it sometimes. Respectful of it. Let's say something is more expensive but faster. So $3 grand to get a shitload of things done. Because I'm firing the gun fast enough. Something down the higher will cost you. When you have extra income, you can afford to miss a couple of bullets. Tank full of extra money. That's why I always tell you guys to join the real world. 49 is nothing once you look at the return it will give you. 6 months, but it will cost you a big opportunity. Yeah, he's going with the opportunity angle here. The how's it called? The opportunity cost angle. Like how much you could be making, whereas you're not making it. That's what he's doing here. Shoot the gun. Yeah, I like this. This is also another tactic. A lot of times you want your CTAs to be around the subject line, because this is what they clicked for, so they might click on this again. So yeah, this is very smart. Yeah, he started with, wait, what the fuck? He's starting with the analogy here, which is very good. I like it. Yeah, and he's telling his story first to handle their objection before it even comes. So yeah, that's very good. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you. If you like this, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.